Writing is often considered the most challenging section of the CELPIP exam and the one where most test takers struggle. It's really important to know how it works and what to do to get that high score. So on test day, you'll need to complete 2 tasks. Task 1, write an email, and Task 2, responding to a survey. In today's class, we'll start with an overview of each task, then you have time to practice, and finally, we'll unpack a high-scoring sample response for both CELPIP writing tasks. Let's jump right into it by taking a close look at Task 1, write an email. Here it is. Starting with the instruction in blue text, which says, read the following information. Below that, you'll see a sentence that says, you are a customer at a local restaurant. The dining experience has been disappointing. This is important and tells us 2 things. First, it tells us who you are, a customer at a restaurant, and second, it sets the scene for the situation, a local restaurant. You already have enough information to begin imagining yourself as an unhappy customer at a local restaurant. Here's another instruction. It says, in about 150 to 200 words, write to the restaurant manager explaining the situation. This tells us 2 things. First, we now know who you will be writing to, a restaurant manager. Second, you'll be writing about a situation. Even though that's not very specific, you can guess that something occurred at the restaurant that made you disappointed. What we need to know now is, what will you be writing about? This is why the 3 bullet points are important. In this situation, that'll be the date and time of your visit, the problem you faced, for example, food quality, service, cleanliness, a request for compensation or an apology. These points will be used in the body of your email. If you'd like to learn more about CELPIP Writing Task 1 and get some hands-on practice with the task, head to e2language.com and get started on your CELPIP preparation for free. I'll now teach you a 4-step method to help you write your answer. The 4-step method is: Step 1, read and identify key information. Step 2, write a plan with main ideas. Step 3, use the plan and write the main sections. Step 4, review and edit for form. Using the same question we looked at earlier, I'll use our method to write a really good sample answer starting with Step 1, read and identify key information. We already did most of the work for this step when I broke down the question, but a quick recap is helpful. So far, we've identified who we are, a disappointed restaurant customer, who we are writing to, the restaurant manager, and what we will be writing about, time and date, problems, and apology. Let's turn to Step 2 now. Write a plan with main ideas. So what does a plan look like and what are main ideas? We'll do that using the information we've collected so far. To plan a solid answer, your email needs a strong opening or purpose statement. This statement is a sentence that tells the reader who you are and the reason why you're writing your email. It also needs 3 body paragraphs, each dealing with one of the bullet points, and a concluding statement. Starting with our opening or purpose statement, my notes are opening/purpose, customer at restaurant, disappointing experience, why inform manager. That'll do for now. You can always add more later if you think of anything. Next, we need 3 body paragraphs. Filling out our plan for this is quite easy. Write a short paragraph for each bullet point. Body paragraph 1 will address bullet point 1, which requires you to mention the time and date of your visit. For body paragraph 1, I'll jot down BP1, attended Tuesday, April 1st at 7 p.m. You can just make up a date and time. However, this isn't enough. You need to extend that with an additional idea. In this case, I'll add partner's birthday. Okay, that's enough for now. Moving on to body paragraph 2, bullet point 2 mentions problems with food, service, cleanliness. Let's jot that down along with extending ideas as BP2, problems, food. Let's extend that by adding undercooked, service, extend that by adding slow, and finally, cleanliness, let's add crumbs on table and floor sticky. For bullet point 3, you need to request an apology or ask for compensation, and again, we'll want to extend. I'll jot down BP3, ask for apology/refund, and extend that by adding expected better. Finally, our plan needs a concluding paragraph. A good concluding paragraph should link back to the opening purpose statement. For example, we might jot down, concluding statement, look forward to a satisfactory answer at earliest convenience. I wonder if you can already see your email coming together. We have a plan for all the main parts with extra ideas. We're ready to tackle step 3, using the plan to write the answer. Let's start with our opening purpose statement. You'll recall that this must say who we are and why we are writing. Our notes say, opening statement, customer at restaurant, disappointing experience, inform manager. Let's expand that into a sentence or two such as, I am writing because I was disappointed after dining at your restaurant. I thought I should share my experience with you. Done. Let's move on to body paragraph and bullet point 1. Our notes say, attended Tuesday, April 1st at 7 p.m., partner's birthday. Let's write that up as, I attended your restaurant on Tuesday, the 1st of April at 7 p.m. I chose your restaurant for my partner's birthday and we were very excited about going. Can you see how I took the basic information in the bullet point and extended it by saying something more about why I might have been there? Here I have added, for my partner's birthday. Turning to body paragraph 2, our notes focus on problems with food, service, and cleanliness. This can be written up as, we were disappointed because first, the service was extremely slow. I've extended that by adding, it took over 30 minutes for the waiter to take our order. Second, when the food finally arrived, my steak was undercooked, making it unsafe to eat. I informed the waiter, but no replacement was offered. Finally, I've written, the restaurant was not clean, with food crumbs on the table and a sticky floor. Notice how we signposted each point by mentioning first, second, and third to make it easy for our reader to follow, as well as emphasize the list of problems we encountered. For the third body paragraph, we need to address bullet point 3. I'll use our notes to write, I expected a much better experience as your restaurant has good reviews. I would appreciate it if you could offer a refund or a substantial discount on my next visit as compensation. Most of the hard work is done, but we're not quite finished. For step 4, we need to review and edit our answer. 2 things to review are, first, the word limit, which is 150 to 200 words. If you're over or under, you will be penalized. Here, we can see our word count is around 170 words, so we're okay. The second thing to ensure you have done is that your answer looks and reads like an email. This might add some extra words. You need to make sure that you have a subject line, a salutation, and a sign-off. Most emails you send will have a subject line. Although this is optional, it's a good idea to add one. It helps your answer feel more like an email. For ours, we could write, disappointing experience, or simply, complaint. Now we need a salutation. A salutation is Dear So-and-so. We don't know the manager's name, so we could simply write, Dear Manager. Finally, after our concluding paragraph, we need a sign-off, something like sincerely or kind regards and your name. And that's our email complete. Okay, so now that you know what you need to do for this task and how to get a high score, it's time for you to practice. Here it is. Now pause the video and set a timer for 27 minutes while you write your email. Then we'll go over a sample response. You can pause the video now. Did you complete it? Well done. Time goes quickly, doesn't it? What we'll do now is to run through the 4-step method and write a good answer together. Starting with step 1, read and identify key information. Take note of the read the following information instruction, but focus on the scenario below that. The scenario says, you recently purchased a product online. When you received it, you were annoyed because it was defective. This tells us first who you are. You bought a product online. Second, it sets out what the situation is. You are annoyed because the product is defective. Turning to the right-hand column, the third piece of important information we will see is in the instruction in blue text. It says that we will be writing to the seller's customer service team. This is who you will be writing to. Finally, let's look at the 3 bullet points to find out what we are writing about. Here we see we need to write about the type of product and when we ordered and received it, how it was defective and why that's a problem, and what you want the customer service team to do about it. This gives us the information we need to be able to move to step 2, write a plan with main ideas. For step 2, we already know that we need an opening or purpose statement. It needs to say who we are and why we are writing. Jotting down a few notes, it might be something like this. Opening/purpose. Purchased a product online, defective, seek assistance. Now, we need to gather some ideas for the 3 body paragraphs we want to write. Starting with body paragraph 1, bullet point 1 requires that we write something about what the product is and when we ordered and received it. Let's jot down some notes. BP1, computer headphones, Work Pro Plus, ordered 1st April, received 3rd April, followed instructions to try to fix. Moving on to bullet point and body paragraph 2, you need to deal with what the defect is and why it's a problem. Let's jot down a few ideas now. Say, for example, BP2, static, hisses and pops, no understandable sound, use for work, annoyed impacting on work. Let's turn to bullet point and body paragraph 3, what you want the company to do. Let's jot down BP3, replace ASAP, if not, refund money ASAP to buy elsewhere. Finally, we need a concluding paragraph that connects back to the opening purpose statement. Conclusion, need to resolve ASAP, headphones essential for work. Now that we have a structure for our email and some ideas jotted down, let's write those ideas up. Starting with the opening purpose statement, I'll turn the notes into a sentence along the lines of, I recently purchased a pair of wireless headphones from your website. I followed the instructions you provided, but was annoyed to find out that they did not work. Okay, that nicely sets out the purpose of our email. Let's turn to body paragraph 1. Bullet point 1 requires that we describe the product and when we received it. Let's expand our notes into something like this. The product that I bought was the Amplifone model XR100 headset. I ordered them online using your website and I received them a day later. After opening the package, I tried them right away. Despite multiple attempts to charge and reset the device, it still does not work. This might be a bit long and need trimming if our email is too long when we check that later. Let's keep that in mind. Okay, let's do bullet point and body paragraph 2 now. Our notes say, static, hisses and pops, no understandable sound, use for work, annoyed impacting on work. Let's write this in sentence form as, when I tried to use them, all I heard was a lot of static, hissing, and some loud pops. I could not hear any recognizable sound. I am annoyed because I use headphones for my work and really rely on good quality headphones to make my job easier. For body paragraph 3, our notes refer to replacing or reimbursing. Let's write this as, I kindly request a replacement for the defective item. As stated in your return policy, I am eligible for a free replacement within 30 days. I have attached photos of the headphones and a copy of my order confirmation for your reference. Finally, I've written the concluding statement as, I need this issue resolved quickly as I rely on headphones for work-related calls and commuting. Please let me know the next steps as soon as possible. Most of our email is complete. Now it's time for step 4, review and edit for form. Let's read our answer over, check for grammar and vocabulary, ensure it has a proper email form, and check the word count. It reads pretty well, and here we've added the salutation and the sign-off. All in all, it's a nice response. Good job! And again, if you'd like more practice for CELPIP Writing Task 1, head over to e2language.com and get started on your CELPIP preparation for free. Now it's time to move on to Writing Task 2, Responding to a Survey. Responding to a survey has some similarities to Task 1, so we can move through an overview of the question and method quite quickly. Having said that, there are some important differences I need to point out to you. This is what Writing Task 2 Responding to a Survey question looks like. The first big difference from Task 1 is that you need to choose between two options and explain why you chose that option. Instead of 3 bullet points to help guide your answer, each option also provides some additional information that you should include in your answer. Below the Read the following information instruction line, you see the Task 2 scenario. It has a more detailed description of the who you are and description of the scenario than Task 1. Starting with the who you are, your task is to respond to a survey sent to you by a community center. It also tells you who we will be responding to, in this case, a community center. Here you are given what you will write about, a program you think will be beneficial. This is all important information. Let's look more closely at the right-hand column now. The instruction in blue text says you must choose the option you prefer, explain why you prefer it, and give additional reasons why you prefer it. Below that, you can see your answer options. The options you are given are a fitness and wellness program or a career development program. Both options provide more information in parentheses. For example, if you choose option A, you'll write about sports or exercise programs such as yoga or aerobics and wellness and nutrition workshops. These suggestions are helpful in coming up with ideas. Because Task 2 is different from Task 1, we need to adjust our method slightly to fit this question type. Starting with Step 1, read and identify key information, I've added and choose an answer option. You must choose an answer option quickly and commit to it so that you don't lose valuable time being indecisive. Moving on to Step 2, which is to plan and make notes of main ideas, the structure of our plan is similar to Task 1. Steps 3 and 4 are the same as Task 1 with some adjustments. Step 3 is to use your plan and notes to write your answer. Step 4 is to review your answer and edit for grammar and vocabulary and word count, but without needing to worry about email form. Okay, so now that you know the method and what you need to do for this task, it's time for you to practice. Here it is. Now pause the video and set a timer for 26 minutes while you write your response. Then we'll go over a sample. You can pause the video now. How did you go? What I'll do now is show you 2 sample answers, one for option A and another for option B. My answer for option A is here. You can see in the first paragraph I've clearly stated my choice. I believe that a fitness and wellness program is the most beneficial option for our community. Then I extended that by stating why I chose option A, that being, fitness and wellness programs would help residents improve their overall health, reduce stress, and build a stronger sense of community. For body paragraph 1, I have focused on the prompt words fitness and wellness programs as the main idea and wrote, firstly, fitness and wellness programs would encourage people to engage in physical activities such as yoga and aerobics, which can help reduce a range of health risks. I then extended that idea by giving an example. Activities like yoga and meditation help people relax, improve their focus, and develop a positive mindset. For body paragraph 2, I focused on nutritional workshops and extended that too with a reference to cooking classes. For body paragraph 3, I borrowed the community building idea from the fact that we are writing about a community center. For the conclusion, I took a bit from everything we wrote, summarized it, and closed out the answer. Our total word count comes in at just under 200. All good. If you chose option B, I'll step through my answer for you now. You can see in the first paragraph that I've written an opening purpose statement that clearly states my choice. It reads, I believe that a career development program is the most beneficial option for our community. Then I extended that statement by saying why I chose option B. Many residents struggle to find stable employment. Providing support in job searching, resume writing, and interview skills would help them secure better opportunities. A strong career foundation leads to financial stability and overall well-being. For body paragraph 1, I have focused on the prompt words job search support as the main idea and wrote, firstly, job search support would help residents find opportunities in the competitive job market. I then extended that idea by giving an example. Many people do not know where to look for opportunities and lack the basic computing skills needed to search online effectively. A structured program would guide them in finding suitable positions that match their skills. For body paragraph 2, I focused on the resume writing prompt. I began that paragraph with, secondly, to help the reader know that I have moved on to another point. Here I have written, secondly, resume writing workshops would improve job applications. Many qualified individuals fail to get interviews because of poorly written resumes. Then again, I extend my answer with, learning how to highlight strengths and experiences effectively would increase their chances of success. For body paragraph 3, my focus is interview skills. I wrote a leading statement that I then expanded with an example. To round up my answer, I have written a concluding paragraph. Here I've restated my position and given a brief summary. In conclusion, a career development program would empower residents with the tools needed for success, leading to a stronger, more prosperous community. So there you have it, all you need to know about CELPIP writing. Having said that, your work is not done yet. You now need to practice. And remember, head to e2language.com and get started on your CELPIP preparation for free. Please let me know in the comments what you'd like to learn in some upcoming CELPIP lessons. See you next class!